Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. There to stop him on the defensive. Side Fred Warner.
Let's go. That's how we do, D. That's how we do. They don't want none. They don't want none of this. Not today, baby. Not today.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. This is Howard on 2nd down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13.
18.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Gun.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everyone got 4 down.
Gun! Watch him now, Barney!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around. The 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Right, Roger! Gun!
Right there.
Detroit!
Back to throw here. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. In for the score. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Tackle made by Everson Griffin.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, Trubisky escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone, and they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
They go play action here on first down. The left side caught by Diggs. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the...
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They're going to look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
We got three down. Hey, fellas, we got
Detroit!
Hot! Check.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Open man there is Malone. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Detroit! Hot!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Leopard! Hot!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Hey. 4 down. Motion.
He'll look to throw. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
No. Check. Patriot. Gone.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Leopard!
On second down, Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, really in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Detroit!
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Daniel Carlson now for the Viking field goal. The kick by Carlson is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
It sounds like you're going negative on me,
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And that is incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Let's go.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
We're go.
Second and 10 now. It's Trubisky. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Now Trubisky to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now out comes Minnesota. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Check your hot read.
All right, now, look at 56.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. So that'll back him up 5. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Campbell. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Over.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Now a handoff working right. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It's a gain of 3, and it sets him up with 2nd and just 2 yards to go.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Gun.
He'll look to throw. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside.
Four down, check.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Let's go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Sit up. 180. Blue.
Mike's 5.
Blue.
Mike's 5-4.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
18. We're going. Let's go.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Blue.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Over. Watch you now, Barney.
Check 99.
Over.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. The Vikings on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Gone!
They'll drop the throw. And he's able to find Diggs. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Back to throw now on first down. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
4 down.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Trubisky to throw on second. Going for the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of 32 that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Red, up!
Alert!
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 22.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Trubisky with the give to Howard. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Howard. Howard has the first down and then some. And down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
Here's Trubisky. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears draw a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back now at Soldier Field.
No. Check. Patriot.
53's the mic. 53's the
Hold on.
Hey, pick it
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
check.
Detroit.
Back to throw here. Left side caught by Diggs. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big one there for the Vikings. And even 50 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made there by Ben Heaney.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. The kick by Carlson is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game, his 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Everyone's got 4. 4 down.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
I got to shoot this side. I got to shoot this side. We got 3. We got 3.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of maybe winning this game.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Shoves him off at the 20, and inside the 20 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Gun!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
Watch him now, Barney!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. From the shotgun is Trubisky, being chased out left. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 41 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now they try the right side here. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Go.
After the interception, here's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go counter with Howard. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. One last shot for Trubisky. Now a desperation throw. Deep. He's got a man. Complete. But, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League.